everyone, it's Christina for Christina's Art Corner. Welcome or welcome back. I have a special video for you. We're going to go ahead and unbox this box, if that gives you a hint. Look at what we have here. The new Honolulu Plus series, 36 set of alcohol markers. I was so excited when Ohuhu reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try these out. So I figured I would go ahead and do a video and let's see what we think, because what is different is the brush nib. So we're going to, let's see, that one's crinkled up. This is your sheet to put in back of pages. I generally use these kind of papers. So let's just see what we have here. Now, I did ask if there will be larger sets with the new nib, and what the marketing person told me is that if these brushes are liked and they get orders for the 36 pack, they will expand. And I also asked about the stock for Ohuhu, and they are working on getting all of their stock ready, and they said that there are plenty of these to go around. So let's just go ahead and try them out and see what we think. All right, so we have our little booklet here. There's the collection map. Here's the Honolulu series, Plus series. Here's our colors here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some swatching done. Let's see, we have a broad on this end, and then your brush on this end. Supreme brush is what they're calling it. So this is the G310. Here we go, shamrock green. Oh wow, that is flexible. Oh, that's nice. Okay, initial thoughts about the colors. I mean, it's a 36 set. Got your tomato and look at yellows, orange, purple. We don't have a light purple. We have a light green. This is like, as far as brown goes, this camel and cherry wood, I suppose, are your two, and yeah, maple. So you've got three. Blues are okay. Greens, we have this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And all these are gray. Me personally, I could do in a 36 set with less gray and more color. That's just me. But let's go ahead and put these back, and then let's compare to some other markers here. Okay, let's take Fairy Fun. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what we can do here. I know that I'm going to use the magenta rose for the strawberries. And let's see. Now I've been using the other Ohuhus since 2022 with that nib. I think you have to kind of cater to the marker a little bit. I did go out of the line there. It's definitely a nice marker. It's just a matter of getting used to a different nib that's giving you more room for precision and error, if that makes sense. I realize those are opposites, but let's do these two over here. Okay, let me use a green in the Copic so that I can test how I feel about the nib. Because they're likening this close to a, if not better than a Copic. I feel like I have a little more control with the Copic marker, if I'm honest, than the Ohuhu, as far as the nib goes. That's initial thoughts there. So let's do a bigger area and let me see what I think. Because I have to do more area to kind of get used to the nib being different than what I'm accustomed to using, which I use the Ohuhu more than my Copics. I don't have too many Copics. There's a bit of a dragging noise with this tip. I don't know if you can pick it up. I feel like they're a little less juicy. You know, when you first get your markers from Ohuhu, they feel really juicy. And I don't know if that's how it's coming out of the nib that makes it feel that way. It's not that you're struggling to get the color on the paper. I just noticed that the disbursement of color is, so far I think we're getting good coverage, and that's a good thing. I do feel like you can get closer to objects with the bend now that I'm using it for a few minutes. And since it's not as juicy, at least this particular marker, don't have a ton of bleeding as you get up there. This is a thicker lined illustration, It does feel a little scratchy though. You will hear like a scratchy noise. And I don't know if that would bother anyone. Okay, I think we need some little glitter spots. So let's see what we can do for that. For the wings, I have my Spectrum Noir Sparkle. Oh boy, that brush has been through it. There we go. That's looking cute. Let's make a gold center in here. Sparkly, these Spectrum Noir. Maybe a pink around the seeds. Just a touch. Okay, so let's do a little. Okay. There we have our page. Now let's talk about it. As far as what I think about the nib, I do like the bendability on the nib. This is the plus marker. So let's get into these nibs. Okay, so what I can tell here, I don't know. This one feels a little thinner at the base. It is kind of hard to tell with the naked eye. It is really hard to tell. You do feel a difference. It's hard to see the difference for me. I don't know, see if you all can tell. This is the plus, and that's the regular. I think what my final thoughts come down to is if you're making a decision to get these markers, like I said, so far, I don't see a duplicate besides the black. So if you're getting new colors, it might be worth it for the new nib to get in to that set, but without knowing right now that there's gonna be more colors, I just have to be honest for me specifically that I would not change what I have. They're a good marker. I do like the nib as far as comparing them to Copics. Let me just try again. Let's try again. I still think Copic comes out on top. I think they did a very nice job trying to mimic the Copic marker, but it's still an in-between. Our regular Ohuhus, this one, and then Copic. That's just where I think they fall personally. You would definitely want to try them out for yourself. But you know, they're not going to do more colors if people are not buying the 36 set. I think just for someone who has a huge set of the Ohuhu markers already, to justify changing over and not knowing that there's going to be a whole full color line, that would be difficult just for a different nib. Or if you're starting off and you want to try alcohol markers, then I would say you're a good candidate to get these, to try out these nibs if you don't have a full set. But for me, as an established colorist, to go in and replace what I already have, I don't know. I think I'd have to really think about that one. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm making this easier or harder for you to make a decision about whether to get these or not. I'm just giving my honest opinion. If all the colors were laid out, and I know companies don't do this because they want to know if there's interest by changing the nib, you know, are you getting a bigger audience of people? I think the ones to really watch would be illustrators, ones that use Copics often and frequently, or a colorist if you use Copics a lot and then you try this nib. that would be a better comparison than someone who's predominantly used Ohuhu markers, less Copics, in order to really make that muscle memory judgment. I think that's the best way for me to describe it. I know someone like a Bailey J on YouTube or a Mira Byler, those that are used to using Copics all the time, who do also use Ohuhu markers, but they gravitate to the Copics generally. I think for me, because I'm partial to Ohuhu, that's why I wanted to try these markers out. I just don't know that I personally would take the chance of making the purchase and then not knowing whether or not they're going to have a full set down the line. I'm super grateful and happy that they let me try these out, and I'm happy to have these colors, and I'll still work with them to see if I have any further opinions about it, and I'll get back with you all. But you know, Ohuhu is a nice company. We've only had some trouble with stock here recently, but otherwise I don't have any problems with my markers. And you have refills on the original Ohuhu set. Not all, as I understand. I have not had to. There's probably half a dozen markers that I need to refill, but that's it, because I really, until these kinds of books came out, I wasn't using a ton of alcohol markers. It would be difficult for colorists to have, like I have all my markers in front of me. It would be difficult for me to go ahead and make the jump for the nibs specifically. I guess that's just what my bottom line is. But they are beautiful markers, beautiful colors. I do think they could have done less grays in a 36 set. I mean, there's a lot of grays. I would have liked more colors. That's just me personally. So I hope it's helpful in some way. I'm not discouraging or encouraging, really. I just feel like you need to, if you're considering, watch other YouTubers' reviews on these markers and see what they may think about it, and give yourself that opportunity to do that research and see if it's something that you want to get into. That's it, everybody. I hope that gave you some sort of information. And we do have a nice page. Turned out super cute. And happy coloring. Bye-bye now.